your work in a way that you should be able to complete all the data collection within that time frame. And my recommendation would be that your data collection should be complete once you return back from study abroad. So no matter you are going to collect the data in US or abroad, or combination of both places, you must complete all the data collection by end of your study abroad trip. That way you have the whole month of July to analyze your data and write your report. Now one suggestion which I will provide to you for selecting your research topic. Have you heard this name, SWOT analysis, in your business class? But yes or no? So what is SWOT analysis?
Weakness.
Okay. Opportunities and threats. So in business, a lot of times, once we are doing strategic planning, we prepare a matrix. It could be for an organization or it could be for a project, where basically we talk about four things. What are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, if you are doing it for a company, you can analyze that what are the strengths of the company, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. In the same way, you can perform a SWOT analysis for yourself. For example, if you are going to pick a research topic, first of all, analyze that what are your strengths. For example, you may be strong in mathematical modeling, you may be strong in building information modeling software, you may have expertise in construction estimation or scheduling and so on. So just do some brainstorming and make a list of all of your possible strengths. At the same time, make a list of your weaknesses. For example, you hate calculus. You don't want any topic which includes any calculations. Or it might be possible that you don't have expertise in BIM software. So you can always list them down. Opportunity means that if you conduct research on that topic, what could be the possible opportunities for you as you work along in the construction industry. For example, you may do work on sustainability. That is one of the hot topics in construction. And as a result, you may be able to find a relevant job in the construction industry. Or it might be possible that you work on some innovative building technology that might be used in Europe or China. And as a result, you may be able to introduce that technology to your company. Threat means that as you work along, what could be the possible obstacles that can hamper the speed of your research. For example, threats could be the total time available, it could be the budget. You want to do research on some topic where you need to purchase equipment or you need to do travel and you don't have enough resources available. So what my suggestion to you would be that using this concept, first of all, you can develop a matrix, and step one would be you can list down all possible topics. So let's say in the beginning you have three possible topics in mind. So you can list them down, topic A, B, and C. Now for each topic, perform the SWOT analysis to see that whether your strengths, you have enough strengths to accomplish that topic or not, and what are the different opportunities that topic will bring to you. After that, make another column where just briefly identify the data needs. So for example, what kind of data you need to collect for each topic. Maybe you need to do interviews, you need to perform some experiment, you need to send a questionnaire survey to different companies to get the responses, and so on. So list down all the possible data and how that data could be collected. And after that, in the last column, you can also list down any other possible issues with that topic, any problems which you may face. So once you perform this, then out of these 3 topics, determine that what could be the best topic which you can easily complete. For example, in topic A, if you realize that its data cannot be collected, then you can strike down topic A. Similarly, let's say for topic C, you analyze that you don't have enough strengths to finish the research, you can also strike down topic C and then maybe pick topic B. If you feel that topic B also has some issues and you can't complete it, then you may need to start this process again and come up with a new list of topics. So once you work on your topics, I will strongly suggest you to develop this matrix, because in the beginning, at this stage, you may not realize a lot of benefits, especially if you have already chosen your research topic. But it is very, very beneficial because you are going to break down your topic into a number of tangible steps, and you can determine whether you can really accomplish your research or not. And if there are any hurdles, you can identify them in the beginning. Now, any questions you would like to ask? Now, let me ask you that, how many of you have decided the research topic? How many have picked a very clear topic? How many of you have picked a very clear research topic? A couple of you. How many are in between? All right. So for those who are still deciding, please go for this matrix and you will find it would be helpful. Also, for your book on research methods, please read its chapter 1. It also talks about different rules of selecting a research topic. There are a number of examples as well. How about the book on China Road? How many of you started to read it?
Still in the mail.
Still in the mail?
Amazon's a long way down.
Mm-hmm. So please try to read it because it will be included in your quiz fund. I'm reading it these days, it's very, very interesting. So basically, if you have one free weekend, you can complete it.
When is that first quiz?
I think it's mid of February.
Quiz one.
Okay.
February 20th. So you have more or less a month. Now, how about your passports? Everyone got the passport?
Coming.
Coming. Okay. So 2 weeks from now, I will bring all the forms for Chinese visa application in the class, and we will complete them. Also, I'm working basically almost in the last stages of finalizing your travel itinerary. So in the next class, I will provide you the exact departure dates from US as well as from Italy, and then you can go ahead and purchase your tickets. I'm constantly checking the ticket airfares. It's still in the range of $2,000 to $2,200. Last time I told you that you can also go for group option, but minimum they need 10 students to purchase a group ticket. Now, group travel will be slightly inexpensive, although you will not get a lot of discount. But the best part is that you don't have to pay all the amount at once. You will pay a deposit of $200 or $300, and then the rest of the amount will be due 1 to 2 weeks before your departure. So think about the group travel. If you are interested, and at least 10 students are interested, then I can provide you the contact address of 2 or 3 travel agents, and you can directly talk with them and find out the best ticket.
Is the trip going to be shortened now? Do you know?
It will be slightly short, maybe a couple of days, but not huge.
Would that be like in the end or in the beginning?
In the at the end.
So we'll still be leaving on the same day.
Yeah, we will be leaving on the same day, so there will be no change for China trip. In fact, most of the dates are same. Only the Italy part we are going to truncate a little bit, couple of days. All right, so let's take 5 minutes break, and after that we have another presentation on China.